All
Hey,
right,
Jed.
thanks.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just get the thing bigger. So it freezes for some reason at the start when I'm trying to organize it. Get out of the way, note taker. There we go. All right, man. I'm surprised to see you on your own on Saturday. It's normally a busy one, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, who knows? Yeah. Here we
Yeah,
are, just you and me. Isn't that great?
just right. Just right.
Mm.
Whew. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Um, uh, what to say? Well, I was listening to a previous meeting last night, I think it was, and let's get rid of that. And and you asked me how I was doing, and then you said, "What I mean is, have you been triggered recently?" I don't know if that's still what you mean. Is that what you mean?
That'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so I was thinking about that before, and I think I'm getting triggered all the time, but I'm maybe
Yeah.
just not so bothered about it, and it just kind of moves through.
Yeah. Well, when you asked me that, I thought, yeah, that'll do. Anything to get you talking is good, you know. And then I thought, you know what? Really, what I'd be interested in is not whether you've been triggered, but what's your relationship to it? How do you respond to being triggered? And you just answered that. You just said, yeah, maybe I am, but I'm not so bothered about it. That's fucking lovely. I think that's just a good one. Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, there's all the parts, aren't there? You know that kind of parts theory of the psyche, I suppose. Like I can feel part of me is a bit worried about the being triggered, um, but I can't really be bothered like engaging with
Yeah,
it as well. You know?
perfect, perfect. Look, that's my experience too. I mean, I still get
Right.
triggered, and who cares? What does it matter? It's irrelevant. But there's more to it than that. That's one of the things for me is it doesn't last very long when I get
Yeah.
triggered. Usually it's gone pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Sometimes seconds. I don't know. I'm only guessing because I don't really remember. But in a lot of cases, I would say it rarely lasts more than a minute.
Right.
If I get triggered. So yeah. So I see. It's a tricky one because I don't want to hold myself up as being awake or enlightened or whatever, because I don't know what that shit is. All I know is what my experience is. And my experience is that life is fucking lovely. There is good stuff happening all the time, and even if I here's a classic example. I'm in my car in the garage now, but my son and his wife have been staying downstairs, and they've got a bloody big ute, a big shark, BYD shark ute, giant thing it is, really big. It fills a garage. It's a hybrid, right? So this is a full electric car, the one that I'm sitting in, but his is the hybrid. Anyway, it's been in the garage charging it, and I thought to myself, I was going to leave it because it wasn't fully charged, and I'll finish it charging tomorrow when the solar panels are working. But then I remembered, oh, I've got this meeting tonight, so I'll back it out and bring the car in. Well, the way it was parked, I couldn't really swing the front of it around to back it out right, and I had about three goes at it and I couldn't do it, and I couldn't see because it's dark outside. I couldn't see the anyway. I decided, well, I've got to get out and go and shift this car and get it right out of the road so I can back out his car out and then bring this car in. Anyway, so I did that. I got out and I moved this car out of the road where it was because it was a bit in the road, you know. And when I brought it in, I discovered that there's a ding in the front mudguard.
Uh,
Now, I don't know whether I did it or not. I'm not aware of, I didn't feel anything when I was backing his car out, but his is so big, I may well have done the damage without feeling it. But he had it this afternoon, and maybe it happened while he was away, but he wouldn't know about it. Otherwise, he would have mentioned it when he got home. Anyway, so here's this ding in the front of the car, and I didn't feel in the slightest any anxiety or any I was how do I describe it? I was disappointed, or maybe as disappointed. I was a bit pissed off, a bit. There's a bit of a negative something there, but it wasn't a big deal, you know. And I'll wait till tomorrow until it's daylight to have a good look at what it is, and maybe I can fix it. Maybe I have to. Maybe it's an insurance job, or maybe I don't know. You know, we'll see tomorrow. But I really like the fact that I didn't go into a spin-off as a result of it. And I
yeah,
could have, you know, I would have once, but
yeah,
it didn't happen, you know.
yeah. You know what you used to be like. You know, you've got a vague memory of what you used to be like with it. Those similar
Yeah,
things. Yeah,
yeah. But you know, yeah, so that's a good example of, you know, getting triggered and it not being a big deal. Just well, there it is. It just happened. I can't do anything about it now.
mm,
I can't undo what's been done, regardless of how it's
yeah,
been done. I've just got to do something about it or not. Maybe I'll just live with it. Who knows? Maybe yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
yeah. I think, I don't think I think maybe what I'm noticing, there's definitely a kind of, it's maybe like the first arrow. I don't know what is the first arrow the ding? Would that be the ding, the first arrow?
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
what
then this,
happened. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
And then I think what's happening for me maybe is then the second arrow comes in a bit of a reaction, but then there's no more after that, or not much more
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. Well, hang on. What the second arrow would be from a an intellectual, logical viewpoint would be, oh fuck, it shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Somebody's
just
to blame. There's some fault involved. All of that kind of stuff.
okay.
Right.
So
The
the things that
reality
you
is, the first arrow is there. It is. That it just is. How it happened, why it happened is irrelevant. It just
right,
is. Yeah.
something's happened. Yeah.
So there, of course, the being triggered part was, I wish it didn't happen.
Yeah. Or what didn't you see? The feelings that you tried to describe that was a bit annoyed, a bit pissed off. Is
Yeah,
that a second
but
arrow? Is
very
that?
very minor stuff, you know.
Yeah,
And it didn't
sure.
spiral off into anything.
It's the spiraling, isn't it? That's when it gets
Yeah,
suffering,
yeah.
becomes suffering.
So so this is the thing. Do we have this belief that if somebody's awake, they don't get triggered? Well, maybe that's the case. If that is the case, I'm not awake. So I don't know what this awake business is. I just know my experience.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like right view, isn't it? In the kind of British language, it's kind of having a kind of perspective that's more accurate. And,
Yeah,
sometimes they talk about it as this understanding or this view, don't they? It's not like anything magical has happened.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of I won't say it's dispassionate, but it's an acceptance of that which can't be changed.
Yeah. Would you say it's rational?
Well, see, we're just bringing rational stories to it now to try and describe it or explain it, and they don't really work in for the actual experience. The actual experience is just the actual experience. So I would see it as a bit of the old world, the old way of looking at things, for me to even consider, did I do it? Did
Mm,
my son do it? Was he aware of it? These were thoughts that turned up, but didn't get any traction.
mm, mm.
But that's the old stuff, right? So maybe one day that stuff won't even happen. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah. And
But
what I
there's no
noticed,
failure in it happening.
right. Yeah, yeah. I think what I'm interested in at the minute for me as well is it seems that there's some kind of in the therapy world I'm in, we call them chronic patterns, chronic kind of
Mm.
so like it's like kind of under the surface, like
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Condition stuff. Yeah.
yeah, conditioned stuff that's not like being it's not like it being triggered to something in the moment, but it's just something that's a kind of background view or belief or something like that, I suppose.
Well, that's true too. Now it's a bit hard to kind of let's not try and separate them out as a thing. You know, that that old stuff I said that came through with my incident. You know that there was these thoughts turned up about when did it happen, how did it happen, who's to blame, kind of thing. You know, although they were very light,
Mm,
they were old conditioning.
yeah.
Now, of course, a big part of that was, am I to blame?
Mm,
Did I do something wrong? A question would arise something along the lines of, if I had an accident, is it reasonable for me to feel bad? Well, let's analyze bad. Is it reasonable for me to feel guilty or responsible, or just a recognition that an accident happened
mm,
and I was no more or less involved than the car itself or whatever might have occurred that I don't know about? So if we're carrying the propensity to be triggered into guilt or shame,
mm,
right? If we're carrying an image of how we should be,
mm.
and something happens and we get triggered into feeling there's a shortcoming
Yeah,
to that, that's the that's the shadow stuff. That's the kind of stuff you're talking about, that chronic stuff. And of
I see what
course,
you're saying.
that's we've all got that. We've all got these unconscious ideas about how we should be.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that what I'm developing is unconscious ideas that how I should be, how I imagine a wake person would be. So I've got stories about how an awake person is,
Uh-huh.
and I want them to become unconscious automatic reactions along those
I
lines.
see. I see.
Not that I'm not that I well, I kind of am working at it, but I'm not working at it, if you know what I
Yeah, I
mean, you
get you.
know.
I
Yeah.
get you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So what would be an example of one of those?
Of what?
Of an unconscious pattern of behavior that would be an awake person's unconscious belief or
Well, I would say that there's a reality about experience. I hesitate to say time, but I am talking about time. I'm talking about how long you've been awake for and how much reconditioning has occurred, or how much undoing of the old conditioning has occurred. And so on the way to that is the idea that we can get triggered and it's fine. You know, we're not going to spin off into second arrow stuff. We're not going to make a big deal out of it. We just recognize that we've been triggered and we go, okay. And as a result, the nervous system catches up and stops reacting with the old
Mhm,
unconscious, buried conditioning that we
mhm,
used to have, that we all had, every one of us. We were all kids and we were all conditioned and we were all abused, at some level or another, because we were all told we had to be some way that wasn't the way we actually were, or at least the way we
yeah,
were seen to be. Yeah. So how long? I mean, maybe I've, and this is just a bit of a joke, a story that maybe another 10 years and a lot of those old things won't turn up for me. It's only been whatever, 14 years or 15 years now. So maybe another 15 years and things will be even calmer. I'll get less
yeah,
triggered. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll never.
no,
Maybe I'll die before they go away
yeah,
altogether. Who
right,
knows? Who
yeah.
who cares? I don't care. Yeah, I'm liking it the way it is. It's pretty good.
Yeah, what I've been seeing is um some quite intense periods. Um I suppose my kind of reconditioning has meant that I've not kind of worried about them so much. And I've just kind of gone, oh well, this is interesting. I guess it's okay. Let's just see what happens. And as that keeps just settling down reasonably quickly, I'm just like, oh well, that's yeah, it's not
Yeah,
a
that's
problem
right.
then.
It's no big
Yeah,
deal, is it? Yeah,
yeah.
that
But
sounds
it's
pretty good to
happening like
me. Yeah.
some of it's happening like over days for me. Like I've ended up getting some money recently, and and I get into a bit of a kind of snowballing like. "Oh, I want to buy all this shit, and when I've got some money, researching, is it this, is it this, and putting offers in on places, and it becomes a bit of an obsession. And I'm
Mm.
like, fuck, this is pretty full on. Um, see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think if you can say spontaneously, if you say, "Isn't it interesting?" and spontaneously you can laugh when you see those things happen, you can't ask for much more. That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's not been quite as light as that for me. There's been a bit of like, bit of worry about it as well, but
yeah. But
it's
isn't
not
that
been,
interesting?
yeah, yeah,
So
right, yeah. I think
that
that's
and
where
the
I
and
need to
the
come in
yeah,
with the isn't
and,
that interesting when the worry kicks in as well. And yeah, this is kind of what I'm doing, keeping stepping back and just kind of like trying to hold it all in a kind of, oh,
yeah, yeah. So a post-it note you can put on your mirror, or tattoo on your forehead is the shittier it is, the bigger the opportunity, or something along those lines. When shit turns up, that's when you're going to learn more
Mm,
so than when things are good.
mm. And maybe the learning is just even that's okay.
Yeah, of course it is. It's brilliant.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And there's a kind of a pivot point that happens too, where you start to realize that when you're feeling really good, you got to be a bit careful because some of that can also be the same as the suffering stuff. It's if we get back to identification, we start going,
Yeah,
oh, I feel really great, aren't I clever?
absolutely. My life's going
Yeah,
really well. I've got the hang of this.
yeah, yeah, achievement, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, for me, the temptation to kind of put a label on it, like, okay, that's what this now means. This means that now this is the way things are. Or that means that now this is going in that direction. And I have to just keep, well, fortunately, the thought keeps coming, well, you don't know. Let's just see. Let's just
Absolutely,
see.
yeah, absolutely. I have these every week on Tuesday and Thursday I play golf. And on Tuesday I play a competition, a pretty relaxed competition. And on Thursday I just hit for practice. And then Thursday afternoon I play lawn bowls. My wife and I go and play lawn bowls. Well, both golf and lawn bowls are just fantastic because I can be really creaming at this moment, doing exactly, oh, look, I'm throwing these great bowls and my golf things are going straight. And then with no obvious reason whatsoever, they go to shit. And I can't do it no matter how hard I try. I'm slicing the ball or I'm bloody putting it out too wide when I'm bowling it or too narrow or too hard or too whatever. And there's no logic to it,
Mm,
you know. And that's a perfect example for life, There's no way we can predict. And the biggest joke with lawn bowls is you do a really, really good one and somebody will say, do it again. Do the same thing again. And no matter how hard you try, you can't, you know. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's life. It's life to a T. No way
Yeah.
you can predict it. No way you can say it's
Yeah.
gonna be this way or that way. Yeah.
It's like a chaotic
Mm,
system, isn't it? It's just infinite the factors that influence it. And
absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You got to laugh at anybody who thinks they know anything. It's just yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So Jack's not resonating with us. How's
I
things
don't
been
know.
for
I
you,
don't
Jack?
know.
Yeah, let's
It,
let's let's go,
it's
man. We're primed. We've got it all for you here. Let's go.
it's more that for Jack it's 5:30 in the morning because I'm trying out a new meeting, so I'm
All
not
right. Yeah.
not totally used to this. Um, hmm. Well, it was resonating that I just went bowling with my girlfriend yesterday, and sure enough, there were frames where I got like multiple strikes, and then do they have bowling in Australia?
Yeah, yeah. 10-pin
Yeah,
bowling you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then similar frames would get absolutely nothing over and over and again, and she
Yeah, yeah,
killed me in some of the games. So
yeah.
it's pretty funny. But yeah. Um,
So did you get that if you take credit for the good ones, you got to take responsibility for the bad ones. And so
yeah,
it's good to say the good ones to say, well, I feel joy, but that was just luck. And for the bad ones, you can say, well, I feel a bit disappointed, but that was just luck. So I got to laugh when people say, "I wish you luck," and I say, "Yeah, well, of course I'll have luck. Some of it will be good and some of it will be bad, but that's just the way things are." Or did you beat yourself up over the bad ones?
I wouldn't say I beat myself up, but I definitely had a sense of like having some sort of control and like manipulating the what's happening.
Right.
Um,
So let me
like I
ask you
picked
this
up on
then.
new aiming techniques and
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
okay. So that's good. We learn this and we keep coming up with these things. But let me ask you this. Did every shot that you tried, every single one, did you do your best?
yeah,
Yeah, of course you did. And how ludicrous would it be for me to ask you, did you do your worst? Of course not.
sure.
So that says something about control, doesn't it? You couldn't help but do your best every time. Try your hardest to do it exactly right every single time. And then
So
you,
it's kind of like an expectations thing.
right.
Like, yeah,
Hmm. Now that doesn't preclude or exclude things like introducing a different technique. Somebody says, well, if you hold it this way, or if you do this or do that, and you try it out and see how it works.
you ever learn the balance or like I don't see why you would or how you would know like now I've done enough, I can relax or I can stop working or I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, there's no question that skill is developed. That seems to be something and you could talk about that from a, a perspective of learning how to do things better. So learning how to control your muscles or learning how to whatever, but doing it, turning it into muscle memory, that kind of thing takes longer. So I look at professional golfers, for example, or any athletes for that matter, but because I'm into golf, the professional golfers, they're like superhumans. They're not like normal people. They can control a golf ball in a way that's just amazing. Just do these things. And I say a level of skill puts them in a luck zone. So because they're skillful, they can also be very lucky. Good luck in this case.
Yeah. I have to ask about I want to ask about my koans again.
Yes, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Because
go.
they've been very forefront in my mind for the last couple days. Um,
Hmm.
so just last night I took a look again back at Moo, but at the version where there's no dog, there's no Buddha nature. It's just literally you sit on the word moo and you just put that in your attention and you're just like moo, 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 and that's it. Um, and I feel like that opened some up for me. Um, like because part of the idea is like you become moo, and like I had some of that feeling, and it was kind of like, well, shoot, if I'm moo, then I'm also you, and I'm also So like that was kind of a good feeling and it relaxed a little bit and just also like not getting super distracted was kind of cool. Um, I don't know, like I kind of hoped I'd wake up and would feel good this morning and not so much. In fact, it's really early, so I kind of feel terrible. Um, and then there was another koan which I found from AI, so I'm not even sure if it's a good one, but it felt cool. It was you close your eyes and see the darkness, and then you close the darkness. And I was like, wow, that really resonated because it's kind of how I use like commands on myself internally, but you just can't. Like you can't close the darkness. So that was a cool one too. And that was the first one where I really felt like the I don't know feeling wasn't something to be solved or maybe it wasn't a problem. And I also got the sense of like having a problem is something that you kind of create and choose. Um, and then the last one is I told my girlfriend about it because I was kind of like sitting on it and kind of like arguing with that particular one. And I was like, I wonder how she'll take it. And she kind of just like dismissed the whole premise and laughed at it, sort of. And that made me feel, I was like, oh my God, I've taken this so seriously. And I'm literally closing the darkness. It was such a nonsense thing. So that made me took a lot of the steam out of it. But for all these, I don't really like know how to use it, if I'm using it right, what I should, how I should adjust. Uh,
Yeah, I get a feeling you're right on the edge there. Yeah. So let's take Moo, for example, right? How would you present yourself with the Cohen Moo? What context would you put it in?
So I'd been really struggling with the context, but eventually I asked ChatGPT, I was like, how would you present this to a beginner? And it literally was just like, hold Moo in your attention, never waver, use it as a block
All
to
right, stop.
thinking
That,
and
that's
just
that's
become Moo.
yeah, yeah, right. So I could ask you any question, and I want you to answer it with Moo, right? Can a dog fly?
Moo.
Can a cow say meow?
No.
No, moo. You say moo.
Okay, Moo.
Yeah. Will the sun fall out of the sky?
Moo.
Yeah. So what are you telling me as an answer? Let's say they're very legitimate. It's a very legitimate answer to all of those questions. What would you be telling me?
The translation I am familiar with is basically like unask the question.
Yes.
Uh,
Perfect. Perfect. So that's your translation. How do you discern that? How do you what does that mean to you? Unask the question.
I don't know because it's kind of a nonsense thing. It's like you can't unask the question. Um, and then the other thing is I'd kind of dropped that part of it because I was literally told by AI just like stick with the word moon. Who cares what it means or what it translates to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But okay. So yeah, I don't really know though. I guess what I've heard is that it's that the question is like structurally does not match reality in some way, which doesn't make sense to me either because
Mm.
it's a question in reality, but um,
Right. So how about this? If I ask you any question, especially stupid questions, can an elephant laugh? Moo. Right? You're saying It's irrelevant. The question is irrelevant. It doesn't make sense. And obviously, when you ask those kind of questions, you're not even trying to make sense. So if I was to say to you, give me one English word that moo might translate into as an answer to those questions. So give me a let me ask you another question and you give me an English version of the word moo that makes sense for you, right? Let me think. Um, can a blade of grass walk across the paddock?
I don't know. Moo. I, I,
Yeah. Okay.
I had kind of an example, and maybe this is extremely unskillful, but my girlfriend has recently been on a, she's been talking about how fat she is. And I kind of disagree with her. But yesterday she was like, I'm a fat person. And my equivalent was just airball. Like, that doesn't make, that's stupid. Like, you're not a fat person. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So it wouldn't moo be a perfect answer to that statement?
yeah, like that's what it felt like. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is what moo is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of saying there isn't an answer, but it's also saying there isn't a question. It's also saying that it's pointing to something beyond words.
I've
So I
been
was
wanting to
thinking,
ask how that pointing thing works. Like, it's kind of a new idea for me. You don't really find outside of awakening.
well, you do, but except we don't call it pointing. We call it, an analogy or something, or a uh, um, I've, I've forgotten the word. I've forgotten the word.
Metaphor, sort of.
A metaphor. Yeah, yeah. Metaphor is a good example. Yeah, that's right. See, this whole awakening thing is a paradox in that we're using words to get beyond words.
I don't really see how that's a. Hmm, I could kind of see how that's a paradox, maybe.
Yeah. I can also see what you say that it's not a paradox, but yeah, all right. So of course, we fumble around with trying to have an experience that is triggered by words, but the
Mhm.
experience isn't going to be an intellectual one. It's not going to be a wordy one. It's not going to be describable. It's going to whatever. And mu is not describable. Mu is just a word made up, right? You could think of any word. You could go ZA. It's just not a word. And you could use that instead of moo. It's just because it isn't a word, it has no meaning, and it points to the inexpressible.
Yeah.
So it's not possible to express a logical, coherent response to those stupid questions I was asking you. And moo is a recognition of that.
Yeah. I mean, moo is kind of indicate because the way you use moo is to block out like all thinking. So it's kind of like everything
Yes,
that's going on is
perfect.
nonsense.
Yes. Yep, yep. And if we can get to where now we if I was going to say if we can get to where what thinking happens, the thinking that does happen is the same as the light that we see or the sound that we hear or the touch that we feel, and it has no meaning per se. It is just an experience. then that's where we're looking to have access to. We don't want to live there. We can't live there. We just want to know that that's more relevant than the thinking stuff that we've done all along.
Yeah, I guess I don't quite get that, but I also kind of maybe do. I don't, it's like, how could a word be? Because it feels like you're now like conceptualizing, like you're making reality a concept.
Yeah, but in the same way that those concepts have relevance, not in themselves, not in and of themselves, but what they can trigger in terms of an experience.
Sorry, could you re-say that?
Mm. So if I say to you, there is experiencing that happens all the time that you can become aware of that can't be described accurately. You can't convey the experience of the experience using words.
Or at least what you have is your interpretation.
That's when we have our interpretation. Yeah, there's a couple of levels to that, and that's a bit tricky, that one. If we're not trying to describe it, we because we know we can't. But
Yeah.
if we were to describe it, it would very obviously be our interpretation. But here's a tricky one. Here's where that trickiness comes in. That even the actual experience itself is an interpretation.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're implying with the moo is everything.
Hmm.
Sort of thing.
Yep. So as we play around in this swimming pool of words and concepts, what we hope to happen is that we'll undo a whole lot of the conditioning that was done, particularly when we were young. But so our response becomes more direct. It becomes less responding to uh, identification, ideas we have about ourselves, and more related to what is actually occurring, even though that's an interpretation. Let's not get lost in it. There is so the interpretation we have of something can be our direct experience of whatever's going on. What we don't want to happen is to create experiences out of that experience. We don't want to spiral off into experiences that come from the meaning that we give to our experience, particularly in a way that is unpleasant, what we would call suffering.
Hmm.
And we've got a job to do, and that's a metaphor as well, in that we've got to undo all of the conditioning that got done, or at least a significant part of the conditioning that got done for most of our life. So when we recognize that control, for example, is a an illusion that we've got, it doesn't mean we stop trying. It just means we stop beating ourselves up if we don't live up to some expectation we've got. Or it might mean that we reach a point where we don't have those expectations. We're more open to whatever turns up. So I've done a few stories today. I've been quite buzzing on what I've been doing, and I got myself quite excited about the simplicity of recognizing that whatever appears to be happening is all we've got.
Or what do you mean by that? I mean, I get the sense of it, but
Well, it's, it's like I do a big wide circle and come back to the same place I start off with, and that is that this is it. This whatever you call your experience it is just so blatantly obvious that whatever has occurred couldn't be otherwise.
the funny one. You don't focus on it nearly as much, but you know the Angelo DeLulo on YouTube, Simply
Mhm.
Others. His one of his maybe primary focuses on waking people up is just coming after time really hard. Um, Kind of for that reason of this is it, there's no time, all time is thought. Um, yeah,
Can you see that that's the same thing that I said?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's just looking at it from a different perspective. But if there's no time, what is left but this?
I mean, I'm not convinced there's no time, but there's.
Well, it's a useful concept, isn't it? Do you think if something actually exists? I mean, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because Einstein said that the space-time continuum is real. So
Mhm.
he's kind of saying that time does exist as something.
I kind of
But
wonder if Einstein was awake in some capacity. He
well,
had
I think
some
good chance he was.
interesting quotes.
Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah, yeah. I think that about a lot of people. The bloke who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I think he was awake. You know, he certainly came up with a lot of stuff that made sense from an awake perspective. But
Mhm.
yeah. So, but
I kind of
anyway,
wonder
what I'm
sometimes if everybody's awake and I'm just catching up, if that makes sense.
well,
Like,
if everybody's awake, you are too.
well,
You're not going to be the only one not. But yeah. So, but the thing with the Einstein theory of relativity and the time involved in that is that it's irrelevant to us as a person, right? Because all we've got isn't the ultimate. We don't know anything about the absolute. We only know about our experience. And so from a perspective of our experience, you've got memory and you've got fantasy, and that's as close as you can get to time. And they're both intellectual, aren't they? And then we react to it, and that's more than intellectual, but nevertheless, the initial relationship to it is purely conceptual.
How about this? Like, as I'm watching my feet wiggle, there's wiggling, and eventually, okay, I guess that's fantasy. But like, stuff is still happening, so that's kind of a time in a very simplistic way. Like, it's not the time of
Yeah, yeah, I
20
get
years
it. Yeah.
past or 10 years in the future, but
Yeah, yeah, but no, okay. So yeah. So I wriggle my toes, and they go up and down, don't they? But they're never actually if I was to snapshot any moment, they would be still. They might
mhm.
be in the up position or the down position, depending on when I snapshotted it. But essentially, the movement is apparent. It's also real, but it's apparent from a perspective of time. Right, so I'm wriggling my toe and they go up and they go down. Well, they were down in the past and now they're up, or they were up in the past and now they're down. And I can go as far as to say, well, now they're down, but they're going to be up. And that's my fantasy about the future. And maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't. Maybe I'll stop wriggling them before they go up.
I guess maybe I don't, for some reason, I'm getting stuck on like, there's no point I can like land on in time.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what's bothering me for some reason is like, I can't, it just keeps moving.
Yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah.
no, maybe there's no time, but like, there's continuous movement.
Well,
Um,
there's not. There's only apparent movement, but okay. But I love that it bothers you. There's the juice for you, right? Why are you hanging on to knowing something? That's identification going on. That's that self there that's created with the hanging on.
yeah.
And I get at a theoretical level how freaky it might be to give up on a lot of this stuff, that that there's nobody there and you've got no control. Well, oh, that could be pretty scary stuff for those people who rely on it. But my experience is not that.
Mm. Well, I'd love to just totally know that there's absolutely no control, so I don't really have to worry about it. But my experience increasingly is like, sometimes I have clearly no control, and other times I have to make good decisions.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's use another example of this, right? Yeah, the bowling, and you try your best every time you throw that ball down the aisle. You try your best. Are you putting effort into it, or
Yeah.
is it just happening? No. Is putting effort into it a way you describe the happening?
Yes.
Is it more than just a description about the happening? So when you're uncomfortable with that, that's where the juice is.
Okay.
That's your identification again.
Okay.
Right? It's not about the actual event of throwing the ball at all. It's about how you see yourself.
Hmm. Yeah. Sure. Of course, I only have memory of that now. But
Mm, of course, yeah,
every time I'm talking, it feels like I'm coming out of my body.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Why?
Be- be- because it's It's playing with the foundations of certainty.
Mm. I sometimes wonder if for me it's less about control and more about predictability or
Are they
understand
different?
or uh I see them as different. Yeah. And then the other one is like this one you might be like that's the exact same thing, but understanding versus knowing. Um like I'm very much often trying to understand things.
Yeah, which is very much a mental process, eh?
Yeah.
Looking for satisfaction, looking for some point of the mind saying, okay, okay. Yeah. But
Mm.
knowing, when you talk about knowing, that's a feeling, isn't it? Or is
Okay,
it?
so maybe for me they're pretty I guess they're probably pretty similar. Um Because like I really got caught in a loop the other day where I was like trying to understand how you can't understand. Um, and eventually I was like,
That's a
okay,
good
I
one.
just have to. It was really it felt so shitty because eventually I was just like, okay, I have to put down the game because
That's a great
I
koan,
don't
isn't
really
it?
know why.
Yeah.
I don't really know why,
Yeah.
but I was just
I
like,
can
yeah, I
tell
just
you
gotta
the
put
answer
it
to that
down.
one. The answer to that is moo.
Mm. Yeah, that's what it was. It's a move. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I've I've used enough time. I don't even know how to use that word. Uh,
So there's a bit of
really quickly though,
identification again. Yeah, you go on.
really quickly, could we circle back to just move? Because I'm gonna keep trying to use it over the course of the week. Any advice?
Yeah, yeah, stay with it because it certainly has juice for you. Yeah, but moo is the key in the doorway of undoing the darkness.
Okay, I don't really know how to interpret that.
Good.
I mean, that's kind of that's I mean
That's
that's why I'm using
perfect.
it. I assume it's gonna undo the darkness, but I don't.
Yeah. So you're going to get to so the whole point of that and one way that people will wake up is when they reach the limit of what the mind can do and they go, oh, and thinking just stops. And then there's just experience. And that is an amazing realization, a discovery. And you're taking yourself to that edge of that cliff all the time. And you've just got to throw yourself over one day. You've just got to say, I won't think about it. I'll just jump.
Whenever it happens, it's not gonna be to me. Like it's not gonna be an intentional thing. I already
No, of course not. Of course not.
feel that
How
to
could
be
it
true.
be? Yeah.
Yeah. You always people talk about giving up control, and that's I've tried that.
No, you
So
can't do that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's right. That's an oxymoron. Yeah. How can you control not being in control? Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Well, let
All
me
right.
tell you this though. When it happens for you, it'll be now.
Okay. I'll buy it.
And there's absolutely no need to accumulate any kind of experience or anything for it to happen. It could happen 1 second from now, and it'll be now when it happens, or an hour, or a day, or a week, or a year, or never. Who knows? But when it happens, it'll be now.
There's a funny quote that I like. It's that some people need time to give up time, uh,
Yeah, yeah,
which
that's
might have been the
good.
case with you, if anything. But I don't know.
Yeah. So you play with all of this stuff, and that's really good stuff. You know, every one of those things that you've come up with are mind stoppers.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean you give up the ability to use the mind in the old way. Not at all. A whole lot of it will fall off because it's unnecessary, but you can still do it. Whatever you feel the value of it, you'll do it. But it's. I was going to say you're adding something new, but it's not really adding something. It's you're recognizing something that you never recognized before. That's really a better way to put it. Mm.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Uh, I feel your excitement. I do. Well, maybe it's my excitement I feel, but yeah, I feel, yeah,
There's something there. I'm not sure. We'll see.
yeah. Good one. How are you, Kate?
Good, good morning. I had a lovely evening last night. Some friends took me out for dinner, and then when I got home, I read this morning I got up and I read all your new stuff. Amazing. I love it all. And yes, that time is perfect. The time you suggested, the Monday. That's my birthday, so that'll be really nice to spend a little bit of my birthday time with you. Um, and I was thinking about what you and Jack were talking about, and I remember when I heard Rupert Spira give a meditation, and he was like, it's now when you wake up, it's now when you have breakfast, it's now when you have lunch, it's now when you go to work, it's now when you're having lunch at work, it's now when you're driving home. It's always now. And it took me a long time to go, because it was like, what is he talking like how? But that's what it is. I mean, and then as soon as I think about now, that now's gone, and now it's another now, and that now is gone. I mean, it's just that's how there can never be time because I can never catch it. I can never make it. I can never hold it. I can never, it can never be. Wait, right this minute. It's
Mm,
already. Yeah,
mm,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And you can add to that too. One of the things that was a bit of a discovery for me was that every instant that we call now is absolutely fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it seems like ones that we've had before, seems like our memory of one is the same. It's not. It's never the same.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But see, I have there are implications. There are this implied stuff that floats around alive as well, and some of that is the quantum physics that stuff comes into existence with engagement.
Yeah.
So so that's that's underlies that what I see out there is me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can only engage with me because I'm not doing the engaging. That's the engagement is what there is, and that's me.
Yes, exactly. And that goes back to the bubble that we talk, the bubble of reality, and that everything I'm seeing out there is my is me, and then my interpretation of what is out there, it's not the same.
Mm.
as what anybody else's is. And then,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, until I'm aware of it, it's just it's like a painting. It's just this flat nothing there. And until I
Mm.
give it shape and form and yeah, yeah. That one I still, but every now and then I'll get that moment where I'll be sitting and suddenly the whole room will just do this.
Mm.
And it's all here. There's no there's no out there and here. It's just all happening here. And that sound is happening here in my ears. It's not happening. It's not the car. It's
Mm.
happening here. Yeah, and there's that exercise of closing one eye and the black that I see here and everything that I see here all happen in the same place here, not
Mm.
yeah, that
Yeah.
distance. That, I mean, that still just blows me away because my mind doesn't understand that. But my experience, I have that experience of it all happening right here. So, but yeah, it's another one of those things I can't explain.
Yeah. So there's that. There's a then the next say the next step. Seems like I'm gonna have to open my mouth and I'm talking bullshit, but there's a recognition that all of what I see, all of what I experience is happening here, is in me. And then I go, well, I think I know, I imagine, at least I've got a story that your version of it is going to be different to my version of it. And Jack's is going to be different again. We've all got different versions of it. Yet it's all one. How does that
Yeah,
work? Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's tricky. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, because I mean, all my plants look different, but they're all the same. They're all, yeah. I know what that means. I get what that means, but I can't. It's one of those things I can't describe it. I can't explain it.
Mm,
I can't. I don't.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's me too. I can't. It's really tricky to put that one into words, and yet words I can come up with something like I know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't. That's not a dominant experience for me. The dominant experience is separateness
Yes.
for
Yes.
with
Yes.
people more so than with things. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, I mean, I think. I mean, for me, I don't know how I would walk around the world and do stuff if everything was just one thing. You know,
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how I'd walk downstairs
Yeah,
because
but it's just like okay, this hand doesn't crash into this hand very often.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, they kind of
yeah,
they dance around each other quite quite competently, and the same when I'm walking down the street and there's a million people, we don't bump into each other.
right.
Um, Occasionally it happens, but mostly no, we can dance around each other fine. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that did I send you a song today?
You sent
Yeah,
me,
that
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The the second one about death. Yeah.
If it was the one, let me just check on what I called it. If it's the one that I'm thinking, it was called, huh, here we go. Yeah, let's talk about it. was the one that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I got
And,
off
and it,
on the music. I that came up for that one. I really liked that. You know,
yeah.
a bit of ragtime,
Yes,
and
yes. It's uh,
I went to see if I could. I've done it. I actually had to pay, but I found another program that could write me the piano notation for that song,
oh,
which I've done. So I've got it. I'll send you that PDF for your
oh,
friend.
that'd be great. That'd be
Yeah, I don't know
great.
how accurate it is, of course I don't play the piano, so not being a musician, I don't know.
Yeah.
But of course the song itself had saxophone and harmonica and yeah, ukulele in it, so as well as the piano. So anyway, we'll see if he can. But he probably doesn't need any of that. But anyway, but
Well,
I've got a
he might.
PDF I'll send you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure what he wants, but I mean, I know that he doesn't do lyrics. I mean, that's he's not a lyricist, I think, at
Mm,
all. Um, and I think what he's looking for, I don't know if it's what he's looking for is something a bit slower, just because some of, the age group
mm,
are not as, they're not as quick to, like, it'd take them a while, even if we handed out the words to the song, it might take them a while to be able to keep up with
mm,
with the pace of the song, or if he wants just something that he can play, right? Versus
mm.
having the background music
Yeah,
going, because, that's what he's there for. I mean, other things as well, but,
yeah,
you know,
sure. Yeah, all
he's the
right.
one.
Well, I'll keep coming up with stuff because I'm enjoying that, and
Yeah,
I'll see if I
he's
can come
just,
up with something slower as well. Yeah.
yeah, he's, he's now, yesterday when I spoke with him, he's got, now he's talked to a second, residential place, and, there's three of the high-end seniors residences in my neighborhood because this is the wealthy neighborhood and this is where they want to be.
Yeah.
Uh, and they're all within pretty much walking distance of my place, which is very nice for me. Um, but the second one is very interested in having us come in. And so we're meeting with his mom and the activities director and the art therapist
Mm,
next week. And I thought about the other thing is just I've got some lovely just musical stuff in the background, and just doing writing, just doing free writing for 10 or 15 minutes after
yeah. Well,
doing that kind of.
some of the stories I came up with some ideas about what might happen as well. Have you got something you could play those songs on for them?
Yeah, and or we can just get Jordan to play it. But yes, I have all the songs on my phone, and I could just hook it up to an external mic, and
Yeah,
make
great.
it as
Yeah,
loud as I
yeah.
want. Like there's I don't know if you've ever seen the TV series Lonesome Dove, which is just it's like one of my favorite books in the world. It's a Western with Robert Duvall and
What's it called?
Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome Dove. No, I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, God. But the music is there's some movies that the music is just absolutely
Mm,
stunning. And yeah, that's one of them. And that's the nice thing about having Jordan um play the piano. And he also has a 7-piece and a 5-piece jazz band that he plays with. Um, and I don't think they ever have any vocalists, but there's plenty of vocalists in town that would love to work with him. So, maybe he wants lyrics for that as well. I don't know. I
mm.
really don't. He was so
Yeah,
excited
yeah. Yeah,
about
well,
your
good.
song.
Yeah, well, any of those lyrics you're free to use however you want. No worries. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, I said to him, you got the email right where I introduced you via email. So we'll see when he has time because he's
Yeah,
much
yeah. See what
busier.
happens. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one. Yeah.
And tomorrow he's doing the silent movie and he doesn't watch the movies beforehand. He just plays the
Mm.
music.
Yeah,
And
good. I just get really excited about that spontaneous ability he's
me
got.
too.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah,
he can make a moment, and they're those old movies, where the bad guy's tying the young lady to the
yeah,
railroad track, and
yeah,
here comes the
yeah, yeah.
train, and the bubble, help, help. So yeah, I'm really excited to see
Good
what he
stuff.
does.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's so much fun, and I feel like I'm finally doing what all this experience I've had has brought me
yeah.
to. I'm like,
Culminated in this. Yeah,
this is exactly what I want to be doing. And
mm.
I had a terrible moment of doubt, thinking, what the how the what who do I think I am, all that kind of stuff. And then you know,
That's a
how do
good
I
one.
think I,
Who do you
that
think
was
you are?
who do I think I am? It's like I have no idea who I
Yeah.
am. But I know that I have had more experience with death and dying and with holding people's hand as they're dying
Mm,
than most people, except for nurses
mm.
and doctors. And nurses don't often come and hold your hand because they don't have the time.
Yeah,
Dying takes
sure.
a long
Yeah,
time. Some people it
yeah.
takes them 20, 30 minutes to go. So yeah, but it was a funny moment, and then I had to laugh. It's like, well, who do I think I am? I have no idea who I am. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
good. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, there's this voice coming out of this head, but I
yeah,
mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what my head looks like,
yeah.
unless I'm
Well,
looking at
that's
this.
the best you can be with these people in this thing is to be
Ex-
nobody. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited about it. And what's really exciting, and I wasn't expecting this, is how many of the residents who have heard about it are really excited. And that
Right.
was my
Yeah.
point when I started this was, in every hospice situation or with every person I knew who was close to me that, was dying, they all really wanted to talk about
Oh,
either
so
their
you might
fear.
you might say that they're dying to talk about it.
Exactly, and they are. I mean,
Mm,
and family members often don't want to hear about it because they can't envision a time when this person won't be here anymore.
mm.
Um,
Yeah.
or they
So
don't.
maybe it's one of the things that our society has missed out on is old people who are ready to die passing on to younger people that it's okay.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and yeah, and I think I told you this, when my niece was in a coma for 3 months. She's pretty religious, pretty Jesus, you know, directed. But she said, I was held the whole time.
Yeah.
Death is absolutely beautiful. I was completely safe the whole time. And
Yeah. Good one.
and we'll find some films about near death experiences and put those up as well, because I
Mm.
found those to be really lovely and reassuring when I
Yeah.
was first
Yeah.
bringing it to this.
Good
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I'm loving your help. So
Yeah. That's good. I'm enjoying it too.
yeah,
All right.
it's
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk, Jenny, before we go? Are you there? Are you not there? No, maybe she's gone to sleep.
yeah, she may have. Yeah.
All right.
So did the meeting time change for this meeting?
No, no, no. It's now 11:21, so it's been an hour and 20 minutes since it started.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
there was time change for Australia.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
knew that, but I didn't know. Like, so for me, it used to start at 7, but now it starts at 8. Is that right?
Right. Right. I don't know yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if
But for
if
me,
if it's 9:22 at your place now, it starts at 8.
yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Because I
Mm.
slept in because we were all out so late having such a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, my Monday morning starts at 6 a.m., so I'm up at 5 a.m. for that. So
I know, oh
uh,
my God. So I really appreciate. I mean, I can do later if you want on Monday, if that's easier for you. If you want
no,
an ex
that time fits in okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right.
70th birthday. 70th
Yes,
birthday high tea with
70.
Vince.
Oh God, I wish I was only 70 again.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah. It
Well,
sounds young to me. Yeah.
yeah, well, and it's young to me now too, now that I'm here, but I always my plan as a young person was to die at 25. That was how far I could
Okay,
go. It's like
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
don't have anything. There's no gas in the tank after 25. And
Yeah, you gotta laugh when you think how you were when you were young, back in the
yes,
in
and
the
how much I
20s
knew
or
and how
whatever. Yeah,
smart I was.
that was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Jack's got
Yeah.
no idea about being old yet. Yeah.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't feel 70. Do
No,
you feel
no,
do you feel 80?
no.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean,
I
that's
don't
as
feel
made
any
up.
age actually. I feel quite ageless. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
Jenny. Yeah.
Here she is.
Yeah.
Um,
Hi, honey, where are you? Just out cruising?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you can? Oh shit. Oh, good. Yeah, no, I went out for a walk this morning, so that's why I'm just showing my mug now. I just had breakfast. So, yeah, I'll have to make a decision to get a car and I'm just wondering. So, yeah.
Well,
Nice.
you haven't got a car?
Oh, I do. The stupid lease is coming up and I just don't know what to do. That's all.
Oh
To
well.
buy one or
There you
lease
go.
one. I can't lease one again because I need not to worry about kilometers. So I'm just kind of going with the day and see what happens. I threw it out
Mm,
Yeah.
there to the universe, like, just point me in the right direction. And I already did some research on Chat GPT, which I would have never done before or thought of. So it gave me some refer referencing numbers for me to know. And I
mm,
thought, wow, that was a nice uh, direction for me that I was provided with. I thought,
mhm.
because I would
Good
never
one.
have done
Thanks.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it made me feel kind of uh, hmm, not so needy for other people to help me make a decision on a car.
Mm.
And are you
Because as a,
thinking gas or electric, or you're looking at both?
oh, I didn't even think of electric, but I don't think I'm gonna do electric for repairs and all that. No, I think I'm
Oh,
gassing
listen,
it.
listen. Now I'm
What?
sitting in a fully electric car, and I have to tell you, I would never go back to gas. Never.
Oh,
I've saved close to $10,000 in not buying gas since I've been driving electric,
okay. But I
and
don't
I've
have a
I've
spot
never
to
had
plug it
a
in.
I've never had to repair anything ever.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
There's also the cost, right? I'm not willing to spend a lot of money on a vehicle that is just worth nothing to
Yeah,
me.
that can be a bit of a trick. Now, get
Yeah.
this. I mean, I'm got a vested interest here, I guess, in a way, or at least I'm biased, and that is that any petrol or diesel car, the more miles it's got on it, the
Yeah.
closer it is to wearing out,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's not the
Yes.
case with electric cars. They don't wear out at all, right? What you hear about batteries is bullshit. Batteries will last the life of the car, and the life of the car will be twice or three times as long as the life of any petrol car.
Yeah.
But
But there's still wear and
they're not
tear to
they're,
the
they're
vehicle.
not been around. Sorry.
The wear and tear to the vehicle still exists.
No, well, sure, but not. It's not like there's no wear and tear to the motor, and the brakes don't get used as much, so the brakes last a lot longer. So the only wear and tear you really worry about is tyres, and that's not a big deal. They'll, the urban myth is that they wear out tyres a lot faster than gas tyres, but they don't. They might be a little bit more wearing on tyres, but not a lot. And you don't do any servicing, or maybe, I mean, this car gets serviced once a year.
Oh, well, you've really put another thought in my head now. Gee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem is, they've not been around long enough for there to be a lot of them second hand. But
Yeah.
believe
Oh,
me, I would have no hesitation in buying a second hand one.
Okay.
If it looks in good nick, it will be in good nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't have a place to plug it in, Vince.
You plug it into a normal power point. You don't have to plug it into anything special. You can get fast
Yeah.
chargers, but you don't need to. You can just plug it into a normal power point and charge it overnight that way. If you've got off peak in your power system, that's the time to charge it. I've
Yeah,
got
but I don't
solar
have that where I
panels.
live.
Sorry?
I can't plug it into anything outside.
Right, you don't have a power point available to you outside.
No, I don't.
You got no garage, right? So okay,
No.
so that means you've got to go and charge it at the charging stations to charge it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not too big a deal. You know, here in Australia, you'd pay 72 cents a kilowatt hour to charge it up, which means that you'll charge it fully for 20 bucks,
Yeah.
not
Huh.
120 bucks like you would put in your petrol car.
Yeah. And I
So
know
it's,
Huh.
that when my friend bought his first Tesla, he used to go to the Eaton Center in downtown Toronto, and he'd go in and he'd have lunch and he'd charge it at one of the super fast chargers. And by the time he had finished lunch, it was done. So
yeah.
That was my other question. How long and how long does it last? Because those are
half
all,
hour. Well,
implications
and
that I'll
then
have to deal with.
So
yeah, I mean,
how many miles would you drive a day normally?
I have to use kilometers, so if you can do a quick conversion, I'm going
No,
to
no,
give you a
kilometers are
number.
good. I like kilometers. We have that. So tell me in
Minimum
kilometers.
of 500 a week, 100 a day, let's say.
500 a week.
Yeah,
Okay, you'd
minimum.
want to charge your car twice in that time.
Mm. Okay.
Most of them, depending on what you get, of course. If you get a long range one, you got a bigger battery in it. But a normal, a standard one, you'd charge twice.
Okay.
yeah,
So if
Well,
you go,
do they
if
come in like Toyota? Does Toyota make them?
no, Toyota only make hybrids.
Oh,
Teslas are good. Teslas are
I can't
excellent,
afford that.
and they're
No.
yeah, except for Elon Musk, the fuckwit he is. But
yeah,
but
Yeah,
but the car themselves are excellent cars. But now
I'm
there's
sure they are. Yeah.
I don't know in Canada we got a million Chinese ones in Australia and they're all good. Every one of them is good. It's
Well,
amazing
I'm going
how
to
many.
ask ChatGPT about it then and see what they find around
Yeah.
me
See what's
and if it
available.
fits my budget.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, and
it's
yeah,
kind of,
look into that, and then also, look into chargers in your area where you live
yeah,
and where you work, so that if there's someplace where you can
Yeah.
yeah.
charge close to where you're
You
working,
see
and
them
Well, it
everywhere.
depends on what you need in a car too. So now my friend and I drove his Tesla for 15 months while he took my four-wheel drive around Australia, and
Right.
it's a Model 3, and he got offered $20,000 for that, and it's a 2019 model, right?
Twenty
Now
thousand dollars.
that's Australian
What kind
dollars,
of
yeah,
currency? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
Which I don't know what that means, but
what I'm saying is you'll buy a second-hand Tesla around the 2020 mark, so around about 6 years old, and it'll do
yeah.
you for a long, long time. You don't have to worry about repairs or work on it or anything, unless it's been in an accident. That's something you want to make sure of. But otherwise,
Yeah.
you'll get a decent one of them. If you've got Chinese
Okay.
ones, you'll get, you know, they.
I'm
uh,
excited to research that. But if and then based off of this conversation, this meeting, what should I look out for in my head?
Say
Like
that
the
again.
limiting beliefs. Like what should I
Yeah,
listen to about how my mind's gonna be respond to things. Like I know I'm gonna have a hard time making decisions. It's just that's the
yeah,
way my
yeah,
head
yeah.
works
And
because I really don't know.
there's a lot of people who are anti-EVs out there. Don't listen to any of them. Don't listen. Just talk to people who've got one in terms of knowing what they're like. Only people who've got one, not people who are for or against it on principle,
Mm.
but just
yeah,
people who've actually got one and got experience with one.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
anybody but you now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would.
Well, I'm available to you to talk about it anytime. Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
but you could also probably get onto some Facebook groups
This is
for
true.
this or that. So when you do your research about what's available, and you might look up, we've got a mob in Australia called cars.com, or
Okay.
yeah, there's a variety of places that sell cars online, and look up what's
Yeah.
available secondhand in those.
There's a lot
Okay.
of them here too. And my friend Adam, he's on his second Tesla now, which he's leasing, and his lease is about to run out. And he's had trouble with his tires for some reason on this particular model. And because he lives here, he has to have snow tires and then regular tires, and they're quite pricey. So he
Yes.
said he's not going to buy another Tesla, but there are
Yeah.
lots of other varieties of electric cars here in
Yeah,
Canada available, and he has
I'm
a
gonna look
charger.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. So you get
All
all-wheel
right.
drives, you get front-wheel drives, you get rear-wheel drives, and so on. And you for the snow, an all-wheel drive is a good one to get, and they
yeah,
handle snow really well.
yeah,
The
because they're super
Okay.
Teslas are
heavy.
really good in the snow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All
they're super
wheel.
heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
but that's only
Yeah.
hearsay for me, not experience.
No, but I mean, Adam and I are out in his Tesla all the time, and I mean, with the snow tires, they're so heavy, they do really well. I mean, not those box things that he made that, silly
Oh yeah,
looking
yeah, the Cybertrucks,
tank.
yeah, yeah,
Tank. Don't buy a tank.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody will
I
laugh
can't.
at you.
The last thing I want to do is waste money on a vehicle because, like I said, it's just not worth anything. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay. I have to have one. That's it. And I don't need anything fancy. I'll tell you that. Do not
yeah,
need frills or anything. Not me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well, a lot
yeah,
of it'll depend on how much money you've got to spend or how much you want to spend as well.
It's more of a want. I don't want to spend a lot on a car.
Yeah,
Because I just, is that a limiting belief? Maybe it is, but I just don't think it's not, I
yeah,
don't want
no, it's
to.
reasonable.
I
So
agree with you.
if you wanted to spend under, say, 10 grand, you're probably better off just buying a cheap anything. And
Yeah.
then a Toyota would be good value for you. They're a good, reliable car in the petrol vehicle. They're just shit when
Yeah.
it comes to electric stuff, right? But
Right.
yeah, so you're unlikely to get a good electric car for under 10 grand, for even under 20 maybe, or under
Oh,
15.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to be spending at least 22,000, twenty-three
All right,
thousand dollars
you'll get a good electric vehicle for that. And as I say,
Yeah.
if you bought a 6-year-old or a 5 or 6-year-old Tesla or any electric vehicle, it'll do you for easily for 10 or 15 years. No worries. Yeah.
Yeah,
You got me thinking. Hold
They
on
just
for
yeah,
it.
they got nothing to wear out except
yeah,
for the tires.
yeah,
The
Okay.
electric motors are good for 1 million miles.
yeah,
They just
yeah,
don't wear
Okay.
out.
yeah,
Okay. Well, that's what's going to happen for the rest of the weekend. The
yeah.
research. Look.
Yeah, do some research and see if you can find a group of people who have electric cars for sale and or people who have electric cars.
Like on
And
Facebook, you guys are
yeah,
suggesting, right?
yeah, Facebook, and then
Okay.
there are lots of, car.com or whatever where you can, they'll deliver it to your house when you decide you want it.
Get out of here.
Yeah, seriously, that's how
See,
my friend,
I've
yeah,
never opened myself up to learn any of it because I can't stay. I don't like it. It's like booking a trip. I won't go away because I can't handle everything you have to do. It's like, nope,
yeah,
you
yeah.
book it, I'll be on the plane, but I'm not taking care of anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have companies. Once you've decided on, what you want and you have a pretty good idea, and if you don't find one on Facebook that, is spoken for, yeah, you
Oh shit.
can, there's
How
lots of
exciting.
people online. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
See what happened today? Yesterday, I wouldn't even thought this conversation or all these ideas would be populating and that I'm open to them is a difference in me. I didn't start panicking and stuff. It's like, it'll work
yeah,
out the way it'll work out.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And
Yeah.
if you get a really pushy male salesman, ask, is there a woman I could
I'll give
talk
him your
to?
number.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
come with you. I'll come
yeah,
with you. I'll come with you. Yeah. Because I mean,
Yeah.
used to be shoe salesman, now it's car salesman who
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
do that. Oh, here's a silly woman. Let me gouge an extra 5,000 out of her. But
Well, sure enough, because I don't know what they're talking about. They could be telling me anything, right? So,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so one thing you could do is you look up what cars you are available and get an idea of what you might be interested in, and
Uh-huh.
then you don't go and buy it from a car yard. You look for a second hand one that's a private sale,
yeah,
right? And then
Okay.
you've got an
Yeah.
idea of what the market value of it is, so you know whether they're ripping you off or not,
yeah, yeah,
right? And
Okay.
then
So the
and then you
market value.
always
Uh-huh.
offer them less than what they want for it.
yeah. And then you take it to a mechanic and get them to look it over and
Definitely
make
get a
sure
check.
that
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
it's a good
there's
investment.
nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it. Yeah,
That seems
yeah,
like a lot of work for me that I don't know if I have
Well,
the bandwidth to do it.
we have a in Australia, well, actually different ones in different states, but we have a National Roads and Motoring Association, the NRMA, and they have a department that checks vehicles for you before
Yeah.
you buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
so
Oh,
you'll have a motoring association that'll do that as well. You know, not just a private mechanic. You can do it that
yeah,
way too,
right.
though. Yeah,
yeah,
but you
Okay.
want somebody who
Mm,
knows about it. You know,
yeah,
yes.
electric
Yes.
stuff is still new for a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. Like, well, you're saying repairs aren't too much of a concern except the electrical
definitely
side of
not.
things, which,
Yeah, I've
hmm,
I've I drove that Tesla for 15 months, and then we bought when I had to give it back to him, we went and bought a cheap Chinese vehicle. It's a BYD we've got, and we've now had it for 23,000 kilometers. 2 years is was up in January, so 2.5 years we've had it, and I've never had to repair anything.
okay. That's pretty average, though, I think, for a vehicle.
Sorry?
yeah,
I think that's average for a vehicle.
yeah. But
It
no
Yeah.
is.
oil changes, none
Oh,
of
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
No oil
Yeah,
changes.
yeah. No brake
Wow.
repairs, none of that.
No, brakes don't wear out because you've got regenerative braking.
Yeah,
Regenerative, yeah. So every time you decelerate, the motor slows the car down and charges the battery up a bit.
yeah. And it's
So,
amazing. Like you hit the gas and boom,
oh,
it's
acceleration like nobody believes, yeah,
it's
especially in your
it's, it's
Tesla.
so much
Yeah.
fun. It's so much fun. Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
in the Tesla, you'd take somebody in the passenger seat in the Tesla, and you'd say, "Now watch this," and I'm going to put my foot down, and you put your foot down, and the car takes off, and they go, "Whoa!"
yeah, you're
Yeah,
doing it's like, what is it? Something like 60 miles in like two
yeah,
seconds or something. I mean, it literally
Wow.
is being in one of those
But
yeah,
rides
that's a
at the
Tesla.
carnival. Yeah,
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a Tesla, right? Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, give yourself some time, take a deep
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot, but
Look, I'm quite happy. Send me what you find out, and I'll have a look at and compare it to what I've got, and we can talk about it. Don't have to settle on
okay.
anything straight away. Yeah.
No, no, I'm lucky my brother will let me use his car until I make a decision. So, but I
Mm,
have to start thinking of one soon. Have a
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh well,
yeah,
start your
Yeah.
research. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, at the
yeah,
beginning, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good,
great.
good.
Very nice.
Yeah, not alone in this.
Oh,
That's
good.
the big thing. You're not alone. Not alone.
Uh, that's nice.
Yeah,
And you can take them for test drives as well. Go and test drive ones.
When you
yeah.
got that either.
See how
Oh,
it
that's
feels.
exciting. See
Yeah,
what's around in Durham. It's the first thing I'm doing when I get home.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And you can
See.
ask GPT or any of the AIs. Ask them
Yeah.
about your model, whatever you come up with. Right? You can go home and ask it what's available in Canada, and it'll tell you. and you can then look at the different batteries, the difference, so there are nickel metal hydride and nickel whatever, this kind of battery and that kind of battery. Some you can charge to 100% all the time, and they're very fire resistant, and other ones are slightly more prone to fire. Not that that's a problem.
Mhm.
But you shouldn't charge them more than 80%, depending on the kind of battery you've got. But talk to ChatGPT about that as well, or when you come up with this model or that model, let me know and I'll do some research for you as well.
Okay. I wonder, what about insurance? Is it a lot more for insurance on
No,
electric cars?
no,
No.
no,
No.
it's just pretty
And
much
you
the
get, yeah,
same.
I
Yeah,
think sometimes you get a break as far as some things because you're saving the environment, right?
Environment, yeah,
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 that
yeah. Well,
environmental fee.
you most of the subsidies, like government subsidies, are on new cars though, or leased cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
not so much
Yeah.
on second hand. Not at all on second hand that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you still feel better because you know
Oh
you're
yeah,
not,
yeah,
you
Well, it sounds like it's good all around. Like I have no
yeah.
argument against it.
Well, you're
yeah.
not polluting and so on. See, and mine cost me
Yeah.
nothing to charge because I've got solar panels and I charge it up
Oh, wow.
on the solar
Wow.
panels. And today, yesterday, I took it and got an upgrade of the software so that I can now use the car battery as a house battery. Right. So I'm just
Interesting.
waiting on them to install for me the hardware so that I can use the car to run the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lower that hydro bill, eh?
Yeah. It's good
Mm.
stuff. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I'm excited for you. This is good
Oh,
stuff.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
Yeah, it'll work out.
yeah.
Little uneasy, but every time I rethink that, no matter what, it's going to work out the way it's going to work out,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try to keep me out of it. That would be fun. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go to bed now. It's
All right.
quarter to midnight here.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Well, I'm glad I talked to you guys for a wee bit and
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of your day, your sleep.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
Yeah.
go
too.
guard.
You too.
I'm gonna go
Nice.
guard.
Get out there
Yeah.
before it rains, Kate.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I don't know if it's gonna rain. Maybe sprinkle. That's okay. Put on a rain jacket. No
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Nice seeing you.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Sweet dreams,
bye.
Vince. Talk soon.
Yeah.